guys, hope you're all well. Welcome to my weekly reading catch-up. I hope you've all had a good week. I've had an excellent reading week. I've only finished the one book, but I've made progress with lots of other things, and most importantly, I've been really enjoying the things that I've been reading. So, first off, the book that I finished was this one, Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash graphic novel. I won't talk about it too much because I think I said quite a lot about it in my weekly catch-up last week, and I don't want to bore you by going over it all again, but I will link the video down below in case you missed it and you want to have a listen what that's about. After that, graphic novel wise, I started this Dead World, War of the Dead. I'm about halfway through, and I'm not loving this. But I'll continue with it. I really like the art style in it, and I've just lost my place. I really like the art style in it. It's kind of grim and bleak. And there's not really much to say. It's kind of what you'd expect, which is probably why I'm not loving it so much. It's just sort of post-apocalyptic zombie stuff, really. Like I said, I will finish it because it's a graphic novel. It doesn't take that long to read. Other than that, I am about halfway through Wives and Daughters. I'm absolutely loving this, and the thing I like about it most is like there's so many layers to it. Like, you know, you put it down and you're still thinking about it. It follows Molly Gibson, the country doctor's daughter, and her father remarries a governess, and yeah, it just kind of follows their lives. She gets a new stepsister as a result of that marriage. Her friendships with other people in this town, potential romantic relationships looming on the horizon or not. But yeah, it's really interesting. I'd highly recommend it. Like I said, I'm about halfway through, and I think I should be finishing that probably in this next week. Also this week I made a start on Cranford, because I'm very aware that for one of my Victober challenges I chose Cranford to read and watch the screen adaptation, and we've only got just over a week left of Victober, so I thought I really better had crack on with it, and I've just reached chapter 6. This is like different stories of different people in the town of Cranford. So it doesn't follow like a linear storyline. It sort of jumps from person to person, but again, really enjoyable. Very much enjoying Elizabeth Gaskell's writing. And then finally, I'm making some progress with V-Wars, and I've got to say, I'm really enjoying this. One of the things that I was worried about with this is that I'm not a huge fan of short stories. I like a long novel, something that I can settle into, and so I wasn't sure that I would enjoy this. But because it all is set in the same world, I think that really helps. But again, I was a bit uncertain about it because, you know, it might all be set in the same world, but it's different writers. You know, how are they going to make that gel? But they've been very clever with it, the way they've got around that. So the vampires, it's not the undead coming to suck your blood. It's basically a genetic mutation, like a virus. And every vampire is different based on your genetic heritage. So I thought that was really clever. So you're seeing lots of different types of vampires in this. You're seeing ones that completely tear their victims limb from limb. You're seeing ones that can only feed on people that they have an emotional attachment to. You're seeing ones that they take on the characteristics of like rattlesnakes and things like that. So really interesting, and I would recommend this one for horror fans, or if you just want to give it a go, you know, try something a bit different. It was excellent, so much fun. Last week as well, I said I started listening to the Barchester Chronicles by Anthony Trollope. I have listened this week to The Warden, which is a book that I read last year, which follows the fantastically named Septimus Harding, the warden of a hospital in Barchester. And his wardenship becomes under dispute. It's said that he shouldn't be getting the pay that he's been getting, that it's unfair, that it's unethical, that the money should be going to the patients in the hospital. I also listened to the second book, which was called something else. Barchester Towers, that's it. I can't tell you too much about that because it does follow the same characters from the Warden. All I can say is that the wardenship again is in dispute, and also there are questions around Eleanor, Septimus Harding's daughter's love life. And I've just started Dr. Thorne now. I haven't read what it's about beforehand, but at the moment, I've only just started it like yesterday. At the moment, it seems to be sort of centred around Dr. Thorne's niece's prospects, both in terms of love and financially. Which makes it sound very dry and boring, doesn't it? But it's not. So I have a plan for the next week. Where are we? So in this next week, I would like to make progress with everything. By the end of the week, I want to be starting Dracula and Adam Bede by George Eliot, and also Great Expectations, whilst also carrying on with everything else. Not that I want a lot. I'm also wondering about NaNoWriMo. Are you guys doing NaNoWriMo? I haven't decided yet. I've signed up for it the last 2 years running. The first year I wrote a grand total of 0 because I signed up for it not really thinking about the fact that I was working full-time, had my son to look after, and was also in the final year of my university degree. So not a huge amount of time left over for writing, so I don't know what I was thinking there. So I signed up for it again last year, and again I wrote 0 because I just had, no, I hadn't just, yeah, I just had Charlotte. So yeah, new baby, not a great idea. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to dedicate the time to it. I would like to try it, but at the moment, the only time that I could think that I would have to dedicate to writing would be Charlotte's nap time in the afternoon, and currently she refuses to go to bed unless I'm laying in my bed holding her. So I'm going to try from this Monday trying to get her to sleep in her cot again in the afternoon, and if she does that, then I might give NaNoWriMo a go, but otherwise I don't see there's any hope for it. But I would be interested to hear if you guys are doing it, and you know, if you've been prepping for it this month, because again, I don't have any idea. Well, I've got an idea for a story, but the characters or anything, I've not fleshed anything like that out. But yeah, what are you guys up to? What are you reading? Have you got any plans for NaNoWriMo? Yeah, I think that's everything from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will chat to you again soon. Bye.